Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Build a Brand Wednesday here on the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and today's focus is something every kingdom builder needs to hear: purpose, time, and balance. Hey, let's be clear. Being busy doesn't build legacy. Alignment does. Being productive does. Hey, let's get into some music, and I want you to go get everybody. Say, hey, I need you to tune in to the Afternoon Praise. It is Build a Brand Wednesday, and Demetrius L. Brown, he is going to come with it like he always do. Hey, let's get into some music.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wave Radio.
What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday, and I want to talk about something. Three things I really want to talk about. I want to talk about purpose. I want to talk about your time. And I want to talk about how you balance this. See, a lot of people aren't successful because, for one, they don't know their purpose. Two, they don't know how to manage their time. And three, they don't know how to balance their lives. And we must get to a point, especially our kingdom people, because God, the Word of God, the Bible is all about purpose, time, and balance. Let me give you my foundational scripture, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, and I'm coming from the King James Version. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Listen to what I'm saying. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. See, God, he knew us before we was in our mother's womb. He created us for a purpose. We have a purpose here, and we cannot function correctly if we don't know our purpose. And a lot of people are out there serving in areas that they shouldn't be in because they don't know their purpose. But hold on, that's a whole nother conversation. We're not going to go in that right now, but we are going to go into some praise and worship. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
What are you doing right now? Tell me, what are you doing besides listening to the Afternoon Praise? You're scrolling through your phone on social media? If so, stop it. Stop it. You got to learn how to manage your time. I'm not saying don't look at social media. I'm saying it is in the middle of the day and you should be focused on your purpose. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and today is Build a Brand Wednesday, and we are talking about purpose, time, and balance. And my foundational scripture was Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, and I read that again to you. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. See, God doesn't just give purpose. He assigns timing. And if we ignore time, we disrupt the flow of purpose. What is purpose? Really, I'm glad you asked. Purpose is not a job. It's a reason. Listen to what I'm saying. Purpose is not a job. Purpose is not an action. Purpose is a reason. See, your brand isn't your purpose. Your brand is the platform that carries your purpose. Listen to what I'm saying. Your brand isn't your purpose. Your brand is the platform that carries your purpose. Ask yourself, why was I created? Why am I here to release let me back up. What am I here to release into the earth? What's your real foundation? Again, ask yourself this. Why was I created? What am I here to release into the earth? What's your real foundation? You have to know this. And I said before, a lot of us are serving in areas because we don't know our purpose. We're serving in areas because we want to be seen. We want to be connected to this person because they are big, they're here, but you're miserable and you're not bringing production to that organization. You might be doing some work and doing some things, but you're really out of place there. So you need to understand your purpose. You need to understand the reason why you are here. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and it is Hump Day Wednesday. But you know what? On my show, it is Build a Brand Wednesday. Yes, we focus on building you, the brand. We're not talking about your business. We're not talking about your products. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about you, the brand. And what makes a successful brand? Someone who knows their purpose. And someone who knows their purpose, they know how to manage their time. And if you know how to manage your time, you know how to balance your life. And I'm going to say this again. Being busy doesn't build legacies. Alignment does. You got to be aligned. You have to know your purpose. So I just want to ask you, what is purpose? What is purpose? You don't know? Okay, let me tell you. Purpose is not a job. Purpose is not you going to be under somebody because you want to be big, you want to be seen, you want to be known and all that. No, purpose is a reason. Why do you want to be big? Why do you want to do this? Why you think you should be doing that? A lot of y'all don't know why y'all doing what y'all doing. That's why you're miserable. So I just want you to ask yourself this. Ask yourself these questions. Why was I created? What am I here to release into the earth? What's your real foundation? Jesus should be your real foundation. God should be your foundation. God created you for a reason. And I want you to know this. Your brand isn't your purpose. Your brand is the platform that carries your purpose. See, we got to have discernment. We have to discern the assignment. Stop chasing everything that make you visible and pursue what make you valuable. Yes, I did say that. If you understand your purpose, you won't be out here chasing what make you visible. You will be pursuing what make you valuable. You will be pursuing what's building your legacy. I know I'm stepping on some people's feet right now because everybody want to be seen. Everybody want to be big. Everybody want to do this, but you ain't doing nothing. You are not valuable. You bring no value to anything. You just showing up. Yeah, you might be doing some work, carrying the bag, getting this done. But guess what? Being busy don't make you valuable. Being busy don't make you productive. So visibility is seasonal, but purpose is internal. Remember that. I want you to remember that. Visibility is seasonal, but purpose is internal. Stop chasing everything that make you visible and pursue what make you valuable. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey, keep it locked.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. If you just tuned in, man, you are missing a great show right now. This is Build a Brand Wednesday, and you know I focus on making sure that I am building kingdom. I am building you, the brand. You are the brand. Your business and everything else you do is a product of you. So I want to make sure that you understand your God-given purpose. And today we're talking about purpose, time, and balance. And we broke down what purpose was. Purpose. What is your purpose? You have to understand what your purpose is. Purpose is not a job. It's a reason. Your brand isn't your purpose. Your brand is the platform that carries your purpose. Yes. I'm dropping some nuggets on you. If you miss any of the show, you can go back to the site and this show will be on there minus the music. So, again, I want you to hear this. I want you to get this. I want you to put it on repeat and understand. If you don't remember anything else too out of this show, I want you to remember this. Stop chasing everything that make you visible. And pursue what makes you valuable. Visibility is seasonal, but purpose is eternal. And I know you probably said, why did he say it that way? I said it so that you can get it. Some of y'all listen so fast and you miss it and you're not getting it. So I said it slow, piece by piece, so that you can get it. I want to make sure you get it, because today you are going to walk away understanding your purpose. You're going to walk away how to manage and invest your time. You're going to walk away a different person after this show. So that's why I take pride, especially on Build a Brand Wednesday, because guess what? When you walk out of your door, when your voice, you make a phone call, you talking to somebody, you are representing you. You're representing the brand. And when people hear you, they should hear your purpose. When people see you, they should see your purpose. When people see any of your work, they should be able to say, wow, this is this person's purpose. I see what they're doing. I see why they're here. Man, look at their legacy. You're listening to Build a Brand Wednesday. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey, let's get into some music.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
It is the afternoon praise, and you're listening to Build a Brand Wednesday, and we're talking about purpose, time, and balance. See, time, the currency of builders. You don't manage time, guess what? You invest it. Listen to what I'm saying. You don't manage time, you invest it. Ask yourself, am I spending my time in sowing it into something that will produce fruit? What are you investing your time in? Are you sitting around scrolling on social media, getting nothing out of it, laughing, hee, ka, and you're not getting nothing out of it? Guess what? They're making their money. As long as you're on there scrolling, they're doing that. That's their purpose. That's social media's purpose. But you're not fulfilling your purpose. You are wasting your time. So we must learn how to invest our time and sowing to things that's going to make us fruitful, that's going to produce fruits. We got to start reading books. We got to start listening to podcasts. If you're listening to the Afternoon Praise, I really appreciate you listening to this. We got to listen to my podcast, Understanding the Play, because you only get a little bit here on this show, but Understanding the Play, you get the full gist of building a brand, building. But I want you to do an inventory of your time. What are you spending your time on? What are you spending your time listening to, looking at, and who are you spending your time talking to and being around that's not producing fruit for you? You have to take an inventory of your time. You listening to the Afternoon Praise? Hey, don't turn off this, because this right here is a great investment in your time. All right. But what you need to do is sow this show into somebody else. Hey, call somebody, say, hey, the Afternoon Praise is on and he is off the chain right now. See, invest this show into somebody. But hey, we finna get into some music. And if you got a request, hit me up on Wave Radio on all social media platforms, and I got you.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Man. I said, man. Hey, I'm one of those type of people, man. I will burst out and start singing something that's not a song, that don't make sense. I take a word and I just start singing it. Man, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm excited because I'm operating in my purpose. I'm beginning to manage my time. I'm beginning to invest my time and manage it correctly. I am beginning to take away my time and my energy from things that's not producing fruit for me, that's not helping me grow, and that's not taking me to the next level. So I just want you to understand, you don't manage time, you invest it. And I want you to look in the mirror right now. I know you probably said, man, you don't ask me to ask myself so many things. That's all right, because I'm going to ask you to ask yourself some more things. But I'm going to ask you this right here. Ask yourself, am I spending my time or sowing it into something that will produce fruit? And if not, get rid of it right now, right away. Okay? But I just want to talk about purpose without time is just potential. Yes, listen to what I'm saying. Purpose without time is just potential. You can be gifted and still ineffective if you don't honor time. Purpose become power only when managed through discipline. You can be gifted. You can be the hottest singer, the hottest rapper. You can be the best marketer. You can be all that. You can have all the gifts in the world and still be ineffective if you don't honor your time. We're giving away our time to people. We're helping everybody, and we're not helping ourselves. I know a lot of people want to volunteer, want to do this, want to do that. But guess what? If you don't got it, you can't give it. See, a lot of us, we try to give from our seed. Guess what? If you cut your seed and give from your seed, how are you going to plant something and it's going to grow? It's not. You have to plant that seed and let it harvest, and then you help people and you give from the harvest. Stop sitting around gifted and broke. I've been there before. I'm a very gifted, talented person. I am great at what I do, and people tell me this all the time. But I used to sit around gifted and broke. Why? Because I did not honor my time. See, my purpose only became power when I managed it through discipline. I had to discipline myself. Purpose without time is just potential. Stop sitting around with a bunch of potential and no money. Stop sitting around gifted and broke. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Refresh your spirit with the best in gospel music on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and we are talking about purpose, time, and balance. This is Build a Brand Wednesday, and if you are confused about what the brand is, you are the brand. We're not talking about your business. We're not talking about your services. We're not talking about none of that. We are talking about you. You are the brand. And those other things are just products of what you do. You understanding your purpose, understanding your why. Why are you here? What were you created to put back in the earth? And once you understand your purpose, guess what? You know how to invest your time. You have to know how to invest your time, where to invest your time, and who to invest your time with. That is the only way you can produce fruit. You cannot produce fruit no other way. Okay? Okay. But now, let's talk about balance. Balance, the most underrated asset. See, balance isn't doing everything. It's knowing what matters most at the right time. Listen to what I'm saying. Balance isn't doing everything. It's knowing what matters most at the right time. Balance protects your peace. Yes. Balance protects your peace while you're building your brand. Balance protect your peace from people who mean you no good. Balance help you discern. Well, discernment help you balance. But balance is one of the most underrated assets. Balance is an asset. We have to know how to balance our time. That's what keeps us healthy. If we're spending all this time here around things or dealing with things that's not fruitful, we will produce nothing. We will produce brokenness. We will produce sickness. We will produce stress. But if we're balancing and we are knowing our purpose, one, And then it helps us balance. It helps us invest our time. Okay, I'm a balance between my family. I'm a balance between my business. I'm a balance between my education, educating myself, and I'm a balance between my health. But I'm gonna put God first. See, if you put God first over all of those things, now your balance is your balance is equal. Your balance isn't about being one-sided. Balance is being even. See, you put something on the scale, guess what? The scale is even. But if you put God first, you will have the right balance. Because if you put God first, you will understand your purpose. And understanding your purpose, you'll know where to invest your time. You will no longer just have potential. You will have fruit. You will no longer be gifted and broken at the same time. You can be gifted and still ineffective if you don't honor time, if you don't know your purpose, and if you don't balance. I see a lot of rich people sick because they're not balancing their health and their time. It's more about the money. But guess what? If you broke, you can't spend that money. You're going to die, and everybody else is going to spend your money. So I want to make sure you understand this. Focus on the asset of balance. And I'm going to say this again. Balance isn't doing everything. It's knowing what matters the most at the right time. Balance protects your peace. I'm telling you, man, this is the season that we must be at peace. So let's have peace. Let's have balance while you're building your brand. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday. I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for listening to me. And what I want you to do, I want you to go on Instagram or Facebook, wherever social media platform you're on, and I want you to say, hey, I love Wave Radio. And I want you to tag Wave Radio. I want you to share Wave Radio with somebody. It don't have to be my show, but just share Wave Radio. Let people know we play music that's inspired by the love of God. You're going to hear music from white artists, black artists. We're going to hear music from all artists that love God, that's inspired by God. So I want you to go tell a friend, tell a family member, even go tell somebody you don't like, because forgiveness is part of your purpose. All right. And we're talking about purpose today, but I want you to share Wave Radio. All right.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. I want to say something. I want to clear something up, because somebody asked me, how do you know your purpose? You go to God. You sit down with God and let God show you what your purpose is. God will show you what your purpose, because the Bible said what? He knew us before we was in our mother's womb. So he created us to do something. He created us to fulfill something here on earth. But you have to get with God to understand what your purpose is. All right. But let's go here. I want everybody to break the busy badge. Everybody is busy. Everybody is running here. Everybody is running there. Everybody is just busy for no reason at all. Busyness doesn't equal to production. If you are busy and you're not producing anything, you're not being fruitful. See, being busy doesn't mean you're being built. Activity doesn't equal assignment. It just creates exhaustion. See, if you're doing a bunch of activity without assignment, you're not building nothing. You're not creating nothing. You're not being fruitful. So make sure that you understand your purpose. Make sure you invest your time, because being busy doesn't mean you're being built. Activity doesn't equal assignment. It just creates exhaustion, and it creates a unfruitful environment for you. It creates a stressful environment for you. It creates an environment that just make you unpleasant to be around, and make other people unpleasant with you, don't want to be around you. But you are great. Let me tell you this. You are great. You are a very talented person, but you just need to know your purpose so that you can assign that into the right thing, the right direction. You can invest your time. And you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and I am enjoying this show. I am having fun. And if you miss any of this show, you can go on Wave Radio and you can get the recap. It will be minus the music. It will be all my lovely voice and talking. Hey, let's get into some praise and worship music here on the Afternoon Praise.
Welcome to Wave Radio, where the gospel comes alive.
You're tuning in to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday. My mouth got a little stuck right there. But this is Build a Brand Wednesday, and we are talking about purpose, time, and balance. And I just said before we went into the last break, was break the busy badge. Stop being busy. Stop being busy and start being productive. Being busy doesn't mean you're being built. Activity doesn't equal assignment. If you're not productive, it means anything. You're just working up a bunch of exhaustion. That's all you're doing. You're just creating exhaustion. You're becoming exhausted. You're becoming stressed. You're becoming mad. You're becoming angry because you're not fruitful. But I want your brand. Your brand is a mirror. That's what I'm saying. Your brand is a mirror. Your brand should reflect your values, not your hustle. If your message and your methods don't align, you're building confusion, not legacy. Listen to what I'm saying. See, you broke the badge of busy. You started to work on one of the most underrated asset, which is balance. You're working on investing your time because you know your purpose. Now, your brand should reflect this. Your brand is a mirror. Your brand should reflect your values, not your hustle. A hustle is just activity. That's all a hustle is. That's why most people, when they hustle, and yeah, it might go the right way for them then, but if it goes south, they don't have a plan. They don't have a purpose. They don't understand what they really should be doing. Only thing they see is they're making money. But when the money dry up, the hustle dry up, they have no plan. They're sitting somewhere confused. They don't know how to get to the next level. But if you knew your purpose and understand your purpose, you would know, okay, I have to pivot. I have to shift. And see, your brand, again, should mirror that. Listen to what I'm saying. Your brand should reflect your values, not your hustle. If your message and your methods doesn't align, you're building confusion, not legacy. And I'm going to tell you, people do not like confusion. People do not like mess. And people can see through a hustle all day long. They can see stability. They can see things that's on point. They can see things that they want to, that their brand and purpose reflect with. They see people who they want to build with. So make sure, again, your brand is reflecting your values. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. This is Build a Brand Wednesday, and we are helping you with your purpose.
Refresh your spirit with the best in gospel music on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey, I went to the VA the other day. Yeah, I'm a veteran. And, you know, I needed my CPAP. You know, the one I had, they had a recall on that, and I haven't used it. And it took a while for me to get my appointment. You know, the VA, if you're a veteran, you're listening, you know, it take a moment for specialties. It take a moment for you to get back in there. But, you know, I wasn't getting the proper rest. And rest, we need the proper rest. We need to get rest. See, I have sleep apnea, so I stopped breathing in my sleep, and that's why I need a CPAP. But why I'm saying that is because I just want you all to understand the power of rest. See, when I put that CPAP on, when I get it, woo, I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest. My body is going to rest. My mind is going to rest. My heart is going to rest. My blood is going to flow good. And I am going to wake up ready to be productive and operate in my purpose. There is power in rest. Yes, rest is not weakness. It's wisdom. Even God rested on the seventh day. So are you calling God weak? I hear people talking about you sleep when you die. Nah, you die because you ain't gonna sleep, because you ain't sleeping. You ain't resting. You ain't giving your body the proper treatment, the proper rest it needs. No, while I'm here having heaven on earth, I'm going to get me some rest. I am going to participate and be empowered by rest. See, rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. And I'm going to say this again. I'm going to ask you this. Are you stronger than God? Are you better than God? You're walking around talking about, hey, I love you, God. I love you, Lord. You do this. And you talking about you going to sleep when you die? Nah, God rested on the seventh day. So I want you to rest too. Get your rest. There's power in rest. I didn't say be lazy. It's a difference between being lazy and resting. We ain't talking about being lazy. Stop having people in your ear. Man, you should be working 20 hours. It's 24 hours in a day. You should be working 20 of those hours right there. But how you gonna build something? Nah, brother. Nah, you trying to kill me. That's what you doing. You work them 20 hours in a day. That's why you're looking. That's why your eyes are so puffy. You got the black marks under your eyes. You got your blood pressure high. You're all sickly because you're not getting rest. You might got some money, but guess what? Your family about to spend that. They know they about to bury you. Oh, this joker, he about to die. We gonna spend all this right here. We got millions, but we gonna spend about 5,000 on him. We gonna cremate him and we gonna take the rest. Yeah, man, you killing yourself. Man, you're killing yourself, woman. You're killing yourself. Get some rest. Understand there's power in rest. And you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wave Radio.
Hey, follow me on Wave Radio on Instagram or Facebook, or you can follow my page, The Business Point Guard, Demetrius L. Brown. It's me. Yes, I go by The Business Point Guard. I have a podcast called Understanding the Play. So what I'm doing here today on Build a Brand Wednesday, I do this on my podcast, Understanding the Play. I bring people in that I interview and I help you understand how to make that next move. And guess what? And starting in July, I will bring those interviews here to the show. Yes, y'all will hear them first. Yes, I will start bringing these interviewing people here on the Afternoon Praise. We're taking this show up to another level. We're taking it up to another notch because I understand the purpose. I understand my purpose. My purpose is about apostolic building. Not traditional of building the buildings, but my calling is building you, the church. So that's apostolic building. You are the church. We're not talking about the building. God has called me to do kingdom building with his people. So that's why I do my shows the way I do it. And that's why I love Understanding the Play. But follow me on all social media platforms so that you can stay connected. All right. Right now, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise here on Wave Radio.
You're tuned into Wave Radio, the voice of hope and the sound of salvation.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Let's have a purpose check. Are you out of order? Yes, let's have a purpose check. Are you out of order? Sometimes frustration is just a fruit of being out of order. Realign yourself. Realign yourself. Get with God. Find that place, get with God, and realign yourself with God. Realign yourself to your God-given purpose. If you are frustrated right now, that means you might be out of purpose. That means you might be out of sync. You're investing your time into the wrong thing. If you're having financial problems, that means you might be investing your time into the wrong things. Sometimes frustration is just a fruit of being out of order. And guess what? We all get out of order. Our cars get on the line. Guess what? We got to take our cars back to get lined up. We got to take our bodies to the doctors to get everything back in order. But see, when we stay out of order and we know we out of order and we stay out of order, that's when we start to fail. That's when we become disobedient to God's calling. That's when we pull ourselves out of God's will. So I want you to do a purpose check. I want you to check, are you out of order? Stop being frustrated. Stop being unfruitful. Stop being broken. Stop being disgusted and get yourself back in order. Realign your calendar with calling. I got a calendar, and my calendar at 4:45 prayer meditation at this is what I'm doing I realign, but I realign putting God the head of my day. So realign your calendar with your calling. Schedule your priorities, not just your task. I'll show you my calendar. I take a picture and show it to you on social media. My calendar is realigned with my calling and God. My schedule has my priorities, not just my task. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday, and we're talking about purpose, time, and balance.
Welcome to Wave Radio, where the gospel comes alive.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. This is your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Yeah. Hey, we gotta act silly sometimes. You know, we can't always be serious. We gotta know when to laugh, when to have fun, when to joke around, because laughter is good for the body. Hey, we're talking about purpose. We're talking about time, and we're talking about balance. But I want to say this. Faith times focus. Faith gives you courage, but focus gives you consistency. Faith gives you courage, but focus gives you consistency. You don't need more ideas. You just need more execution. The business point, guys. See, I can come up with all the ideas in the world and I go down this rabbit hole, but it's all about when I execute it. Stop coming up with a bunch of ideas. I'm not saying don't be creative and none of that stuff, but you're coming up with ideas and you're not executing nothing. You're telling people, oh, I got this great idea. Hey, but they're not seeing no execution. You're telling people that you have faith, but the Bible said faith without works is dead. Yes. So faith gives you courage, but focus gives you consistency. You don't need more ideas. You need more execution. You have to make sure you are executing. So take 10 minutes today, right? Take 10 minutes today and audit your last 3 days. Where did your time go? Who or what did you give it to? If it didn't feed your purpose, why is it getting your energy? So this is the first order execution right here. So again, you got faith that you're going to be successful. You're going to do this. Your business going to do that. And But now I want you to focus. I want you to get some consistency. Your first action of execution should be this. Take 10 minutes today and audit your last 3 days. Your last 3 days. Where did your time go? Who or what did you give it to? If it didn't feed your purpose, why is it getting your energy? I know. That's your best friend from high school. That's your mama. That's your daddy. And you just don't want to feel like you're not spending no time with them. You want to feel like they're going to think you bigger than them. You more than them. Who cares? Because guess what? When your life is unfruitful, and their life is, they're going to say, why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing? You telling us all this, that you got these big ideas and this, but we don't see the fruit from what you're talking about because you're not executing. You're so busy staying up under people, start trying not to offend people. But you're really offending God because you're being disobedient, because you're not being fruitful in the purpose that he created you for. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey. Let's execute, okay? Faith without works is what? It's dead. And you're listening to the Afternoon Praise.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and I want to thank you for joining me. My time is almost up, and this show, it's been a blessing for me. I love when God is just pouring in me and say, hey, this is what I want you to talk about. I need you to study this so that you can talk about this. And these shows help me a lot. As I'm learning, as I'm studying, as I'm preparing my show, prepping my show, it's just blessing me. So I want you to know I'm being blessed as you're being blessed. I'm being cut as you're being cut. I am being disciplined as you are being disciplined by God. So don't think it's just me on the mic talking and giving you all this. No, I'm feeling some of the same things you are feeling. I put myself into some of these same positions and situations you might have put yourself in. But I know God has given, as long as I got breath in my body, I can change. God has given me an opportunity to change. So I want you to build with God, not just for God. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I just said. I want you to build with God, not just for God. Psalms 127 verse 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Stop asking God to bless what you are building and ask him to show you what to build. Good God Almighty. That's what they say in the country. So if you in New York somewhere in the city and you heard me say, good God Almighty, that's what we say in the country when something just blessed our soul. See, I'm gonna read Psalms again. Psalms 127 verse 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. I'm telling you this. Stop asking God to bless what you are building and ask him to show you what to build. And see, now you come back to operating in your purpose. Then once you know what to build, which is your purpose, now you know how to invest your time. In investing your time, you know how to balance your life, your health. You know how to balance your relationship with God, with your family. Self-care. See, being in your purpose and building what God wants you to build, now this lines up. And execute. You have to execute. Having all this faith, telling people you got faith, but faith without works is dead. The works is the execution. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Hey, my time is almost up, but hey, I will be right back for my last break, and I want you to enjoy this music. You got a request? Hit us up on Wave Radio.
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Hey, my time is up. It's been great. It's been lovely. And Build a Brand Wednesday, we have taken this thing to another level. Your mind, your heart should be in a different place right now. If you tuned into this show, you should not be the same person you were before you tuned in. I don't care what part of the show you tuned into, you should not be the same person. But if you didn't hear the whole show, and let's say you just had to get off, I want you to go on Wave Radio, and I just want you to listen to this show because I'm serious about what God is serious about, and God is serious about you operating in your God-given purpose. He created you for a reason. He put you here on earth for a reason. He put you here to deploy something on earth so that you can draw men closer to him, draw people closer to him. I want you to do this. I want you to declare this over your brain. Repeat after me. I will not build and burn out. I will not chase busy. I build with balance. I honor my purpose. I redeem my time. And I create with God's strategy, not man's pressure. If you've been tuned in, I thank you. My time is up, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday. I hope you walk away today knowing this. Purpose without time and balance become a burden. But when they all work together, you don't just build a business, you build a legacy. Hey, I thank you for joining me. I'm out of here. Peace.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.